each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm. 222. Now it's 223, but when I said it was 222. All right, that's all the sharing I'm doing. Not doing a bunch of sharing this time. I'm actually just kind of taking a break because I'm cleaning out my garage. Doesn't work. Cleaning out my closet. Cleaning out my closet. Sorry, mama. You know, this world confuses the fuck out of me sometimes. Ooh, cool. J.R. Richards is going to go live. J.R. Richards was the lead singer at Dishwalla. They sang Counting Blue Cars. You hear it in the grocery store all the time. You know the song, trust me. Just tell me all your thoughts on gold, because I'm on my way to see her. All right. I just wait for the 3-minute mark. So, yeah. This is like the old days when I didn't do any sharing. Just kind of happened and stuff. Hi. I'm just acting like a monkey over here. All right, let's go ahead and do introductions. I don't know that I can wait 30 more seconds without any more screwing around. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm going to read out the 12 by 12 today on the 12th step. Oh, good stretch. Good stretch. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Ah, good times. Good times. Just putting it off. I thought some people were here, so let's just go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to get to that. Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. The joy of living is the theme of AA's 12th step, and action is its key word. Here, we turn outward to our fellow alcoholics who are still in distress. Here, we experience the kind of giving that asks no reward. Now, it asks no reward, but you're going to get one. Actually, remember that you're ahead on your gifts. You're slightly ahead on your gifts when it comes to this. So, yeah, it's kind of like a Dire Straits song. Money for nothing. You've been getting gifts for kind of nothing. You know, it's like you sober up and now suddenly you take out the trash. Well, there's a benefit to that. There's a reward to that. And it's going to be a feeling of, I got it done. I got it accomplished. Even though I'm tired, I don't fucking wanna, but it's got to get done before I go to bed. I got to get that trash out. I got to get it taken care of. And so we do things with the kind of giving that asks no reward, but it comes back tenfold usually, and it's not going to come back in some kind of materialistic thing. Well, it might, but for me, it usually comes in dividends at the end of the day, or even during the day, like serenity and peace. See, I took out the trash. It's on the corner. I can go to bed not worrying. Grr. Our 12th step also says that as a result of practicing all these steps, We have each found something called a spiritual awakening. To new AAs, this is often seems quite a very dubious and improbable state of affairs. What do you mean when you talk about a spiritual awakening? They may ask. Maybe there are as many definitions of a spiritual awakening as there are people who have had them. But certainly, each genuine one has something in common with all the others. And these things which they have in common are not too hard to understand. When a man or a woman has a spiritual awakening, the most important meaning of it is that he has now become able to able to do, feel, and believe that which he could not do before on his unaided strength and resources alone. He has been granted a gift which amounts to a new state of consciousness and being. What is a gift? A gift is something that's just freely given. It's just given, a birthday gift. Oh, it was your birthday. You survived a year. You got a gift for it. You really didn't do anything. Well, you really didn't do anything. I mean, you did. You cleaned yourself up. You cleaned up your backyard. Well, it was a mess. But you haven't really done anything yet. Now that you have finished the 12 steps, now you can start sponsoring people. That's when the real work begins. When I hear people say, I don't read my big book very often enough. Are you not working with sponsees? That's when I read my book. I don't pull out my big book in the morning and read it. I probably should, probably 84 and 85. But I've done that so much that I just automatically do. I already do 84 and 85. I don't need to read it. I don't need to read 88 and 89. I do it already. See, this is something that is habit for me now. It's okay. What is that? That's a spiritual awakening. Now that your house is in order, now you can do something. Yeah. He has been set on a path which tells him he is really going somewhere, that life is not a dead end, not something to be endured or mastered. In a very real sense, he has been transformed because he has laid hold of a source of strength which, in one way or another, he had hitherto denied himself. He finds himself in the possession of a degree of honesty, tolerance, unselfishness, peace of mind, and a love of which he had thought himself quite incapable. Man, I felt that because I thought I was incapable. I thought I was incapable of honesty, tolerance, unselfishness, peace of mind, and love. But I wasn't. Am I just that fucking bad today that people are going to come on and leave? That's the fourth one. Fuck. Glad somebody showed up and stayed. Hey, you were probably one of them. Sorry, I got a little frustrated because people were coming in and out. Don't even bother coming in.
Today?
Well, huh?
On this?
Yep. There we are. Okay. What he has received is a free gift. And yet, usually, at least in some small part, he has made himself ready to receive it. AA's manner of making ready to receive this gift lies in the practice of the 12 steps in our program. So let's consider briefly what we have been trying to do up to this point, and then they're going to go through that. They go through it. I'll try to get to this part here. I'm going to skip the 12 by 12. I'm going to go to 109. What are you saying, Daryl?
I said flip the page.
Right.
Get to it.
Flip it, smack it, and reverse it. I'm just singing all day. So practicing these steps, we had a spiritual awakening about which finally there was no question. Looking at those who were only beginning and still doubted themselves, the rest of us were able to see the change setting in. From great numbers of such experiences, we can predict that the doubter who still claimed that he hadn't gotten the spiritual angle, who still considered his well-loved AA group the higher power, would presently love God and call him by name. And some people that read that are not going to be happy because he said you got to stop using the group as your higher power. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but it says it in there. Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind that God is working in my life. By the time I hit that 12th step, there was no doubt in my mind that there was something happening. There was an inner resource that I didn't know was there. I never even thought of it, but it was there, and it was just as real as everything else in the world.
I think I realized that well before the 12th step.
Yeah.
I couldn't deny it. Things were going on. Things were happening.
Absolutely. Well, look at the 9th step promises. I mean, half of them are in the, it's kind of a continuation of certain things too. What they're creating is a landing ground for everybody, a common space, I think. I don't know. I think that using the group, I think it's, I get what he's saying, because the people in the group in and of itself are people and they're fallible. But the group conscience isn't really about the people, it's about the group. And isn't that something bigger? So I think
it's kind of like we heard in that meeting earlier today. The only underlined words in all of the 164 is "as we understood him."
Yeah.
I don't get to dictate
that's right.
what that is.
Yeah. Now, I think what he was saying is that, well, who knows? I'm not even trying to guess at it. Now, what about the rest of the 12th step? The wonderful energy it releases in the eager action by which it carries our message to the next suffering alcoholic, and which translates the 12 steps into action upon all of our affairs, is the payoff, the magnificent reality of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah, there's a lot of eager action. Whenever I help somebody, I get a little bit more energy, a little bit more excited to continue doing what I'm doing, because I know that what I'm doing is working. And that's the eagerness that I get. And it doesn't seem to matter how long I'm in the program. I'm eager and willing to help, and by which it carries our message. Go ahead.
I think I get excited to find out what the results of that action is.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we know that there's
sometimes I never find out, but it's like that's what I'm results based in my brain, and so I want to see what happened.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I hear you, because you want, you hope we always hope people make it,
Exactly.
But
you want it to be successful.
Absolutely, we do.
It'd be kind of dumb to I hope he fails.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to admit there were times that's come across my head, that's run through my head, but
I
don't believe it.
Don't disagree with that myself.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, mostly it's just because they're probably saying something that irritates me and I want it to stop. So yeah, but
that or I want them to quit stubbing their toe and see if they can find a different path.
Yeah. It's tough to do, and I've been there too.
Oh yeah.
So patience, tolerance, kindliness, and love. When I first came into the program, that's what they gave me. So now I have to give it. I have to give that patience. So even
I was trying to practice some of that in that meeting today. It was like
yeah.
I was getting fired up.
I don't know why.
I know exactly why, because I have my own perception of how it should be. Yeah. And people were talking about other things, and it wasn't wasn't gearing up with my brain, and it was like, I need to pause when agitated.
Yeah. Sometimes that group, sometimes that group does it to me. The guy
And
that was
all
running
this,
the meeting got yelled at for calling on people. I'm like, there's two. Here's this. Here, and I'm going to leave it at this because I don't want to talk crap about anybody. If you have a service position and you've been in it for over a year, give it up.
why?
It says you're only supposed to hold a position for a year. It needs to go to the next person so that they can do the service work. Not only that, but it's the power and control that you think you have. Telling somebody that the chairperson cannot call on people to keep the meeting going is, in my opinion, not correct. Because I don't run them that way. I will call on people. I even say at the beginning, I will call on people, and I'm gonna make it easy on me.
When I would chair in-person meetings, it was like, I have a finger and it does point.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
I was told AA meetings are like radio. There is no dead air time. Even with our meetings, we have 3 or 4 people. We go the whole meeting. Sometimes we a little bit after, So, but those are just examples. I don't want that to be the topic.
No, I agree.
Yeah. But those are great examples on opinion and how we can be flustered. So, even the newest newcomer finds undreamed rewards as he tries to help his brother alcoholic, the one who is even blinder than he. I was told when you got in the program, you can work any step that starts with 1. So, which would be 1, 10, 11, and 12. So I can work those because, 1, none really require any action, but what it allows me to do is if I have if I have 30 days of sobriety and a newcomer comes in, I can go over and get my experience on how I stayed sober for 30 days. Absolutely, you can, and you will get something out of it. You will.
Well, and that newcomer with only a day or so might be able to relate to you better.
I agree. Yeah. So when I came in to the program the first time, of course, I was really, really young. I was 15, so I couldn't imagine people having 20 years of sobriety because I hadn't even been, But these smaller ones, people are like, or they feel like, oh, you got a lot of time. You're like way past me, and I don't, and this guy got 30 days and it's working but he's more on my level right now. Right. So yeah. And newcomers working with newcomers, it's good, but don't get a group of 10 newcomers together and go to lunch. Yeah, no. Let's watch how far we go. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly.
Yeah, I'd like to record that lunch.
Because it's going to be one big whiny session.
Well, it's going to be entertainment.
That's for sure. There's not going to be any solution, or not much.
Like, we'll be going there watching it going,
A little bit of reality TV for you there.
Right.
This is indeed the kind of giving that actually demands nothing. He does not expect his brother's sufferer to pay him or even to love him. And then he discovers that by the divine paradox of this kind of giving, he has found his own reward, whether his brother has yet received anything or not. His own character may still be gravely defective, but somehow knows that God has enabled him to make a mighty beginning. Yay, a mighty beginning. We're hopeless, helpless, chronic alcoholics. Then you have 30 days and you can help somebody else. That's short of a miracle in my book, considering where we come from and how badly we've beaten ourselves. And in 30 days, we're changed people. It's just.
Well, I still had issues putting more than 2 words together in a sentence.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, seriously, it was like I was bewildered.
Mhm. When I first got here, this time, yeah.
Well,
I don't remember the first couple. I know I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. I had to because sober, I would walk like I was drunk. I would still, when I talked, it sounded like I was drunk.
right.
And it's because my body was just used to that. Um,
One of the benefits of my experience of going or having some period of sobriety, whatever it was, 14 days, whatever, and then ended up getting 30-day chips was that I actually detoxed a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
during that. And
yeah,
so when I actually started continuous sobriety, the awakening seemed to come easier or quicker or
yeah,
whatever. And
yeah.
then when I did start talking, they told me to shut up.
Well, we call those first 30 days, we say 30 days, 1,000 nights because
Oh my God, yes.
it so for a normal person, an ounce an hour, okay? For an alcoholic, no, nope, 28 days on the average. On the average. Now, if you have liver disease, we're talking 60, 90. Okay. Yeah. That's why I couldn't walk and talk for the first 2, 3 months.
I had a
I mean, I
distended liver,
could.
man. My side bulged,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Hi, Ingrid.
Yeah. I have pictures of me in my wedding, and I look like some big Italian mobster. Okay. But I didn't eat. That was liver damage, is what that was. Hi, Ingrid.
Oh, somewhere in my archives of Daryl, I have up my last driver's license before I sobered up.
Ooh.
That's a picture.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Not far off, I know.
It's like they should have
No, you're
used a
not on
filter
the
to
one.
take the yellow out.
Yeah. Could you touch this up for? Uh, and he senses he stands on the edge of new mysteries, joys, experiences of which he had never dreamed. Now, when they start to see that, that's when the people in AA that have been there for a while will say things, stick around for it, wait for the miracle to happen, wait for the miracle to happen. Here we are. We're talking 12th step, but are we really? No, I was like, well, no, it looks like we're on the first step to me. You know, um, Practically every AA member declares that no satisfaction has been deeper and no joy greater than in a 12th step job well done. I want to talk about this and the way we used to do it. Why the fuck don't we do it now? Um, he's like,
I
oh,
have
here we
no,
go.
I,
It was
I have
like,
no idea, bro.
I don't know. There was something about going to somebody's house at 2 o'clock in the morning in the dead of night and helping this motherfucker get to detox. Then they call me in 5 days. Okay, we're getting ready to let him go. Then I go back and I pick him up and I take him to a meeting. And then I take him home. I make sure, okay, you're good there. Right. And that's the way we used to be a lot more hands on. Now
I
we have
used
what's
to,
called night watch.
yep, done many a night watch.
Yeah. What are they like?
I remember,
Never been to one. What are they like? Fill me in.
yeah, sitting around the phone, shooting the shit with having pizza and what have you, and waiting for the phone to ring.
So
And then when the phone rings, talking to them, finding out where they're at. And I
okay.
don't mean locale. I'm talking about where are they,
Yeah, yeah.
mentally type of deal. Um, and then if necessary, if they want to talk to somebody, would you mind if somebody would come by and talk to you, or would you
Okay.
rather do it on the phone? Um,
So
I
meeting them
used
where
to,
they're at.
right,
Awesome.
meeting them where they were at exactly. Now, personally, I used to tell people, and it's kind of sort of still true. It's like if you're fucked up and you call me to come to see you and help you, we're going to detox.
Yes, we are.
Don't
I
have
don't think
no
there was a
qualms
phone
about
call
it.
that I did that we didn't do detox.
Just know that you pick up that phone and dial my phone number. If you're fucked up and you want me to come over there, and we're going to determine whether you want me to come over there or not.
First,
But
oh yeah, okay.
It's like you're going to detox. If you just need to talk, if you're worried about drinking, then we're going to talk through that. We're going to get through that, and I don't care if the sun comes up, type
Okay.
of deal.
How long do you stay on night watch? Is it 4 hours? Is it all day? Is it
Yeah,
all
they do. Well, it depends on each one. I think is different,
okay?
but they would do like 4 hour shifts. Like when I was in the Navy, you're
Okay.
on duty from
I'm just
midnight to
wondering if
4.
Roots could do an online. Yeah.
Well, they would generally start it. They would do like 8 to 12, 12 to 4, and
Okay.
then the last shift would be like 4 to whatever to 8 again or something like that.
All right.
But I think some of them. I mean, I think there were some program or some night watches that actually that was your night. You were there for that, however long.
Yeah. Okay. That gives me a better idea of what night watch is about now.
There were times it's like you never got a call.
Well, that's the big difference. If you here, watch this.
Then there was other nights that you thought you were the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Help is available by calling 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988.
That's why.
That number again is 988.
That's exactly why we're not getting phone calls. I asked about my alcoholism. I didn't ask for a mental health crisis. But it's different. We've been lumped. The government is interfering. So it should say the phone number for alcoholics. Then it's rehab.
And does it say sponsored link?
No, none of these are sponsored anymore. No AA. Oh, there it is. AAmeeting.net, sponsored at the very bottom.
Yeah, how many scrolls did you have to do to get there?
Yeah.
10.
Where before it was like, well, I need help with my alcoholism. Well, then you need to go to AA. And from AA, we would help you get to where you need to be.
The groups that sponsored Night Watch would have a Night Watch phone number posted in the group room, in the room somewhere, and on a members list, a call list.
Okay.
Which when I sobered up, almost every single group had one of those. I mean, Day by Day actually had newcomer packets that they would hand newcomers, an envelope full of information and have phone lists on it.
You mean like this?
Yep.
I got a whole box full of AA stuff. So, all right. I hope people have fun that Daryl and I kind of go back and talk about what AA was like and how we can put these together.
That's what we're trying to get back to. Yeah. That's why we discuss it.
Yeah. So we can get
kind of like grassroots.
It's grassroots, but society has changed. So we can't have old AA. So I mean, it's where do we draw that line of helping others and appeasement, though?
I don't know. I go by my experience, not the experience of somebody else's thought this up.
Yeah, true.
I can't help it. That's what I do.
Well, I got to clear it with
to do anything else is lying.
Yeah, that's true. To watch the eyes, that's the best part. Like my sponsee who he has a little bit over a year now. He was about, I don't know, 5-6 months sober, and his eyes just started shining. It was right after the 5th step. His eyes just started shining. I will
let the lights come
program because your eyes will shine. I don't even need to know you.
You can see the aha happen if you're there when it does.
Yeah. And what is the glowing of the eyes? That's serenity. And it is a gift from God. And that's how I know you did the work, because the only way you do get that gift is by doing the work.
What is serenity? It's comprehension and understanding.
Yeah. Which is good.
Right.
And now we have a different way. And now that we look, okay, this problem came along. You know what? The guy's my friend. He's probably, that actually happened with a friend the other day. We were going back and forth about a post, and it turns out they were going through something hard. And I said, you know what? Then screw everything else. Fuck everything else. What do you need?
I said the exact same thing.
And what I'm going to do is be nicer to you than I usually am to you today. Yes, we can do that. I love them. And I got the license plate number. Oh, now it's all on an app. I have to refer sponsees to, because they're in other areas and sometimes other states. We do step work over Zoom. I do that too. I just finished with a sponsee who's in Wisconsin. We do step work over Zoom, so we are face to face. Yes, got to be face to face. Absolutely love your Zoom now, since I'm disabled and in person is really hard for me now. Okay. Ingrid, I know you're a little bit shyer, but I'm going to send you a link to our WhatsApp group. Even if you don't make the meetings, I think you'll get a lot out of that group. Okay. And it's just a message discussion thing. I think you'll get a lot out of that. And I'm
going to hit up Sam today too and see how he's doing.
See how he's doing. Okay. I invited Johnny Mack to the group again today too.
Cool.
Well, I said, why haven't you joined the group? He's like, well, you didn't send me the link. I'm like, well, don't put it on me. We stayed on there for an hour just yakking. Yeah, cool dude. Johnny's a cool dude, man.
He is a good guy.
I got to quit saying, well, I'm just saying first names, so I'm okay. To watch the eyes of men and women open with wonder as they move from darkness into light. Now what app? Okay.
It's an app like Messenger, Ingrid.
Oh, WhatsApp. Yeah. That's the name of the application, WhatsApp.
You can find it on Google Play.
Yeah. I'll send you the link and it'll ask you to download it. That's what I'll do, if it's not already on there.
It's our base of operation.
Yeah. It's where we talk and say, hey, we're going to do this. And sometimes I put my lives in there, but that goes to YouTube. And then there's a daily reflection, but everybody in there has really good AA. They have really good sobriety. And Ingrid, that's why I'm inviting you, because you have really good sobriety. And I think you'll find service work at what you're looking for in there too. But send me a message. Let me know what you think. All right. As they move from darkness into light, to see their lives quickly fill with new purpose and meaning, to see whole families reassembled. This is a shift that I like. To see the alcoholic outcast received back into his community in full citizenship.
Yes.
Full citizenship.
What does that mean? Do they own it? Does that mean they're owning it?
Yeah. Well, they're owning their own shit. It means
that's what I mean.
Yeah. That means they probably also have a primary care physician.
A metaphor.
Taxes. They take out their trash. They mow the lawn. Yeah. And I say that because that's the shit I didn't do when I was drinking. Other people probably did. But to go out and vote properly, to help somebody that you see on that, to be a citizen. That means that you also do things that are good for your community.
I think
around destroying. I feel that way, I should say.
Yeah. No, I agree, but I think that reference refers to full citizenship, meaning, how do I put it? I own it. I own me. I am changing. I get the concept. I'm putting it into practice, type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Ember. Yes, it's an
So,
app,
so
Ingrid.
by full citizenship, you're saying that, okay, I'm taking full responsibility for everything
Yes.
that I do.
Thank
Got it.
you.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That's another great way to put it. And it could be all those things. That's exactly what it is. It covers all of that. And so when we say that we go from the trash heap of life to full citizenship, it's nothing short of a miracle. And I'm sorry, but I've never seen it happen anywhere else without God. I haven't. And that's what I believe. Um, and then it comes, and above all, to watch these people awaken to the presence of a loving God in their lives. These are the things that these things are the substance of what we receive as we carry AA's message to the next alcoholic. Yeah. I call it the third step promises in reverse because now it's for somebody else, right? So, it was great for me, but why do I get so fulfilled when I see it happen for somebody else too? And I may not even be involved, but I get to watch. Even just watching it happen is, I can't get enough of it. It's like
Isn't
the best drug in the world.
isn't the end result of the third step prayer for everybody else?
It is. Good point. Good match. Good match. Yeah, absolutely. And then it says that. And I don't think that's by accident either. You know,
Because I'm showing by example how it works.
Absolutely. It was a great point. That's why we got two people on this stuff. If anybody ever wants to join us, you just let us know.
Yeah, please.
No.
Seriously, that would be great.
No. We tried to do the regular times, but we tried. But I like the way this is working because it just happens. I don't know if you're going to show up or not. But so it just turns into what it turns into. So okay.
Ingrid, just side note, WhatsApp, it's one word, WHATS, capital APP. It is only one of two messaging type apps that are encrypted end to end.
Yeah. So
It's a very secure app.
It's actually the most secure, one of the most secure apps out there, which is why we use it. I think it might have more to do with the fact that it's just too much. So I just had the worst interview to date. That reminds me of the Simpsons movie.
Whose fault? Theirs or yours, girl?
Yeah. Was it their worst interview or yours? But so in the movie, right, Bart gets challenged to ride his skateboard naked down to Krusty Burger. And all this stuff happens. And it's really bad for Bart. And he gets there, and his dad is supposed to bring him some pants. He doesn't. And they're sitting in Krusty Burger, and Bart goes, "This is the worst day of my life." And Homer goes, "This is the worst day of your life so far." Love that. Oh, and Ingrid, I would, out of any of the apps, I would actually recommend it. Do this. Try it for a few weeks. If you don't like it, get rid of it. So
I actually had done that because I didn't care for it, and then I got it again, and it's like I haven't had issues with it. So
yeah,
I had one person kind of bomb me to whatever.
Yeah, and you just ignore them because
or block them.
Yeah, you do block them. I get them every now and again, but WhatsApp is like I get more spam on my messaging than I do WhatsApp. So.
But did you turn the other cheek and hire him anyway?
To sell toner.
Lessons in patience.
That's why I said that's why it reminded me. The fact that you said that's why I said to date, that's what reminded me of The Simpsons. It wasn't the other stuff. All right. So now, of course, all of AAs, even the best, fall short of such achievements as a consistent thing. Without necessarily taking that first drink, we often get quite far off the beam. Our troubles sometimes begin with indifference. Oh, I went through this. Oh, you know what? That's just not a very big problem. You know, and then I found out that there's just problems. There's no big, small. I'm trying to determine these things. They work together, and that's her husband. So, but the indifference. Yeah, that's indifference is old behavior. Indifference is the fuckets when I was drinking. So I have to be very careful about that. We are sober and happy in our AA work. Things go well at home and office. We naturally congratulate ourselves on what we later prove to be far too easy and superficial point of view. We temporarily cease to grow because we feel satisfied that there is no need for all of AA's 12 steps for us. We are doing fine on a few of them. Maybe we are doing fine on only 2 of them. The first step and that part of the 12th step where we carry the message. In AA slang, that blissful state is known as two-stepping, and it can go on for years. Yeah. Now what will happen is when they want to interview, you'll be able to cut them out. That a great interviewer puts their rebuttals in the very beginning. A good salesperson knows all their rebuttals and puts it in their pitch. So yeah, okay, sorry. Went off on a little sales technique. So like I need to train fucking Amber on sales. You're probably a better salesperson than I am. So I'm better at teaching people how to sell than I am selling. And I don't know what it is when you train though. You close like a motherfucker. Watch it. No, this is how it's done. Right.
One thing that you got to remember when you're interviewing somebody, you have to complete the interview, because in today's world, somebody would be contacting the Department of Labor and claiming some bullshit on you.
Yeah. I think he's just giving you a CYA.
That was a CYA.
Ingrid, thank you. Yes, it can. I two-stepped for years until I finally found a sponsor. You know, sometimes we can trick ourselves into that because it looks like it, you know, and it almost feels like it too. You know, I don't want to necessarily say that's a bad way to go, but I'm glad when people figure, oh, that's why I'm not getting this. What? Oh, okay. I didn't really do that third step, did I? I never made amends. These people keep talking about amends. You know, these people are talking about character defects. I don't know what character, you know. And after a while, they'll kind of feel left out and hopefully get a sponsor and do the steps.
And it's like, so on 6 and 7, it's like you read 6 and 7, and I got to 7, and I'm going, what the fuck are they talking about? Having removed these defective characters, what are we talking? What the fuck is that?
Yeah, because it doesn't describe.
It's not explained in 6.
It doesn't. The big book doesn't
Unless
say,
you read the 12 by 12
of your character defects. No, you got to find them yourself.
Right.
That's the process of it. A good therapist will never give you advice, ever. So, well, they will. They'll give suggestions if you had. I always like throwing these in. I mean, I was better than I was while I was drinking, but way better after. Yes. So, see, you found some relief even in two-stepping, right? But you found more when you. It's all about the willingness and what amount of work you're willing to do. If you're willing to do all the work, then you're going to get all the benefits. Okay. It says half measures avail us nothing, but two-stepping got you something. It got you there enough to realize, oh, there's more. Of course you did. Of course you did, Amber. Yeah. I knew you wanted to end it sooner, but no, you're a person that follows rules.
You just don't.
You ever had someone come into an interview just being a douche? Oh yeah, I've had men not take well to women authority. Yeah, but this guy was bad. Probably need to show probation. He's applied. Yeah, there you go. You're gonna get those. And just you wait.
And they are the ones that are going to like complain.
Yeah, you
put
don't
some-
want that. Yeah, you don't want that douchebag anyway. If they
Well,
complain,
yeah. And so
yep.
you do like you did, and you were,
Yeah.
nice and
Have a great day. Thanks for coming in, douchebag.
yeah.
All right. The best intention of us can fall for the two-step illusion. Yeah. That's why I don't give people shit about it. Sooner or later, the pink cloud stage wears off and things go disappointingly well. That's what we were just talking about in a way. We begin to think that AA doesn't pay off. After all, we become puzzled and discouraged. Yeah, Amber, I'm doing that too.
As an employer, you have to.
Yep. Yeah, there's being a leader, being a manager comes with responsibilities, and thank you for understanding those responsibilities, doing it right.
Responsibilities to yourself, though, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You got to protect your business and protect yourself.
Yeah. You want to know why?
It's just the way of the world.
You want to know why I don't charge for my recovery coach and all that? Because you can't sue me if you don't pay me. You can't. So, and I don't use it. I'm just a person. So, that's what and I'm just going to say this. I'm not bashing on recovery coaching because I know I do that. A lot of recovery coaches that are independent contractors don't carry insurance. And that recovery and doctors and all that, they're the number one field for suing.
If you're doing that without some kind of an umbrella covering your ass, you're an idiot.
That's why it's so scary, and it's all going to come down. Yeah. They didn't have anything to do that. So, but yeah. So the pink cloud. I've heard some people having pink clouds forever, man. I'm a little jealous. But what I like to say about pink clouds is they're great. They're fantastic. They're needed. My first sponsor told me, Dion, keep your feet firmly placed on the ground because this too shall pass. I'm not trying to put that down, but I don't want you to fall on your face.
That's where I tell people, and you've heard me say it, it's like when things are going really good like that, take fucking notes because it's going to end, and when it starts going the opposite direction, you want to refer to those notes and figure out what it was you were doing that got you to that pink cloud.
Yeah, so that you can get back there.
Exactly.
Mine was a black.
Wasn't grayscale?
Yeah, it wasn't grayscale. Mine was an orange, kind of a hue, then perhaps life, as it has its way of doing, suddenly hands us a great big lump, and we can't begin to swallow, let alone digest. We fail to get worked for promotion. We lose that good job. Maybe there are serious domestic or romantic difficulties, or maybe that boy we thought God was looking after becomes a military casualty. What then have we alcoholics in AA got, or can we get the resources to meet these calamities which come to so many? These were problems of life which we could never face up to. Can we now, with the help of God, as we understand him, there it is again, as we understand him, handle them as well and as bravely as our non-alcoholic friends often do? Can we transform these calamities into assets, sources of growth and comfort to ourselves and to those about us? Well, we surely have a chance if we switch from 2-stepping to 12-stepping. If we are willing to receive that grace from God, which can sustain and strengthen us in any catastrophe. Yes, we can meet these conditions. I watch alcoholics do it all the time. I was talking to, I don't remember who I was talking, it doesn't matter about it. Oh no, this was about 3 weeks ago. Short story is, so my wife is taking care of her dad and getting paid for it through
Medicare.
Yeah. But the money that's coming to pay her needs to be signed off by his ex-wife, and she's being a bitch. She won't sign it. Just make her own fidelity. And so we're waiting to get paid. She won't sign it. Well, she doesn't want him to have his money, and she has plenty of money to sit on, right? And my wife came to me and she's like, "This is what's going on," and our decision was, God will take God. We just do what we do. And it wasn't me saying it. It was Shannon. She's like, "We do what we do and we got it." Right. But yeah, that's, we're going to be on top of it for a few weeks. So
what does Medicare do if they're like all by themselves? They don't have family members to sign off on shit.
He's not there. He's not at that. Well, he is at that point.
I'm just saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
It's like they're making you get something signed off by somebody that doesn't. What do they do with people that don't have that?
This isn't a Medicare situation. It's something different. It's personal payment. This was just, I don't know the whole story because my wife hasn't told me. But
I'm just, and I don't know.
Yeah, there's Medicaid in there, but yesterday,
I'm not saying it doesn't matter that it's
I'm not doing my story. Yesterday, God hands us our money. We just had to wait. There was reasons for it, all right? And it didn't come from her. They got it figured out, and having that trust in God. Hey, Jimmy. Did you ever know Jimmy?
No.
You were in Colorado for a long time ago. Primary purpose, original primary purpose stuff.
Oh, I bet you I know the face.
Yeah, you probably would. Good to see you, Jimmy. Yeah, he's like going on 90. He works out. Yeah, he's a badass. Don't fuck with Jimmy. All right, I'm going to kind of go to the end of this. Most merry folks. Look at this. Look at all this. But today, in well-matured AAs, these distorted drives have been restored to something like their true purpose and direction. We no longer strive to dominate or rule those about us in order to gain self-importance. We no longer seek fame and honor in order to be praised. Yeah. We don't. I do it, so I will sit here and admit that I like being the center of attention, but that's why I do this. So. We no longer, when by devoted service to family, friends, business, or community, we attract widespread affection and are sometimes singled out for posts of greater responsibility and trust. We try to be humbly grateful and exert ourselves the more in spirit of love and service. True leadership, we find, depends upon able example and not upon vain displays of power or glory. That's why I don't go on. I will go on YouTube on Facebook and bitch before I brag. But I don't brag. I don't. What are people going to do? Oh, good job. People love, I hear it all the time. Yeah, I love what you do and I support you. And that's great. But that's not,
not the
I
motive.
find myself needing a lot of humility in my life.
Yeah, I'm one to rant rather than brag. I'll tell a story of how something did, but I'm not doing it to garner accolades by any stretch.
I may do it here. I mean, it's not a secret in here that we're opening up a detox. We're opening up a house, but I'm not really, because the whole world doesn't need to know it. But
they just need to know that we're opening up a fucking detox and that it's going to be available. That's the motive.
Yeah.
It's not to say, hey, look at me, look what I did.
Yeah. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm making up a flyer, and what it's going to say is Adams County is opening up a new detox, and we want to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to put my phone number and my email in there. I got to do this before the 23rd, and then I want to have an online little town meeting, and we'll discuss it, and I'll take what everybody wants over there.
That'll work.
That way people feel like they're participating too, because I don't have it all.
Well, it's
And
kind of
that
like
might be a great way to,
I'm trying to do something in my group, and it's like let people go live because we had bad experiences before.
yeah,
People
good
would go
idea.
on there and do really stupid shit.
Yeah, I know.
And so I'm testing the waters here a little bit to see because, like, in my post today, it's like I don't dictate. I want to know what your input is. It's your group. And do you want to do this? And I got a poll and blah, blah, blah. And I'm letting them sound off if they'll fucking sound off.
Yeah, I voted. So I voted yes. So
I appreciate that. I think
yeah,
it'll work.
I get what you're saying. I'm going to give you a heads up right now. Everybody wants to go live, but not very many people will actually follow through. I'm just letting you know when it comes time, they freeze. And I get it, but just a heads up because I've had hundreds of people say that they were gonna, and then I never heard from them again.
Well, and that's fine. But it's like what I want is I just want other people to watch them. I
Yeah.
want people to share their experience, strength, and hope, tell a little bit of their story, and get those experiences, hear
Yeah.
those experiences.
Well, one thing that you're doing very correctly on it is you're tying down a time because that creates a commitment. And then they're a lot more likely because they don't want to miss that commitment because we alcoholics like to follow through. So that will tie them down. Good job on that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be neat. And the fact that you're like, hey, we're going to take care of it for you. Just come on and share your shit. We'll take care of it.
Right, because I'm going to turn that live capability on and off as needed.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're going to set times. We're going to have a monitor, and so on. So.
Still more wonderful is the feeling that we do not have to be specially distinguished among our fellows in order to be useful and profoundly happy. Yeah. Nobody takes credit. It's not about credit for us anymore. I already got my gift. I don't need anything else. I don't need to live beyond my needs anymore. Sure, sometimes I have wants. Sure I do. And I'll tell you what, God supplies those too. Because, like my PlayStation 5. I wanted a PlayStation 5. God gave me one. Not many of us can be leaders or prominents, nor do we wish to be. I do want to be a leader, but I do not want to be a leader of prominence. No, I don't. I like to lead, but leading means a group. That's all that means. It means that I have a specific task, and if I don't do my task, then you may not be able to do yours. So I better make sure I get my shit done. Yeah. You just got tired. Service gladly rendered, obligations squarely met, troubles well accepted or solved with God's help. The knowledge that at home or the world outside we are partners in a common effort, and the well understood fact that in God's sight all human beings are important. The proof that love freely given surely brings a full return. The certainty that we are no longer isolated and alone in a self-constructed prison. Ooh. The surety that we no longer need to be square pegs around holes, but can fit and belong in God's scheme of things. Here comes the really good part. These are the permanent and legitimate satisfactions of right living, of which no amount of pompous circumstance, no heap of material possessions could possibly be substitutes. And that's the world I live in, And if you don't live in it too, you ain't gonna understand me. You won't. Well, most people that I know that I'm friends with, they're just not materialistic people. Most people that I know in AA, I mean, some of them are, and that's okay too. There's nothing wrong. If you want to be materialistic and you got a lot of money and buy shit, go for it, man. I don't care. But in my eyes, that doesn't make you rich or successful. You know, earlier I saw a thing on Facebook, and it was talking about people, how much people are worth. I'm like, they're not worth anything. People are priceless. Well,
What was Big Ed's sponsor's name? They're both gone, so we can talk about them. I forget. Not Charlie. He had a big old ring. He always had his front shirt pocket full with a wad of money in it, and he always talked about his grand cars and what have you. It's like,
I don't even remember.
well, I'll think of it, but I just never. It's like, why materialistic shit important to you? I don't know. I can never understand that.
Yeah.
I like things. I just my number one thing is sitting across this table from me right now.
Which
That's
no amount of money could ever buy.
no amount of money could ever buy that.
Yeah. People are priceless. So yeah. True ambition is a desire to live usefully and walk humbly under the grace of God. These little studies of AA's 12 steps now come to a close. We have been considering so many problems that it may appear that AA consists mainly of wrecking dilemmas and troubleshooting. It will be for the first part of it, yeah. To a certain extent, that is true. We've been talking about problems because we are problem people who found a way up and out and who wish to share our knowledge of that way with all who can use it. 4, it is only by accepting and solving our problems that we can begin to get right with ourselves and the world about us, and with Him who presides over us all. Understanding is the key to right principles and attitudes, and right action is the key to good living. Therefore, the joy of good living is the theme of AA's 12th step. With each passing day of our lives, may every one of us sense more deeply the inner meaning of AA's simple prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yay, wisdom. Oh, all right. We're going to do this and then we're going to close it because it's been over an hour. A person
Remember when it used to be 10 minutes?
10 to 12 minutes is usually how they started. But
I remember
I've
those.
over for years. A person in my group bought and shipped me a laptop just because he liked a few of my topics and wanted to have all the tools to chairperson meetings. It is my one ring, and I act like a golem around it. my precious. My precious. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate
Love
it.
you, bro.
Love you too.
Guys,
3:30.
be good.
Yeah.
Be good to you today.
Yeah, be good to you. We'll go with that.
Download WhatsApp and join us.
I'll send you the invite, Ingrid. So, okay, I'll send it to you right after I'm done here. All right.
Peace.
I'm ready for a cigarette. I love you. Peace out.